The city was cloaked in darkness as Mark hurried along the dimly lit streets. A sense of unease washed over him as he became acutely aware of footsteps echoing in his wake. He glanced over his shoulder, but the streets were empty. The presence, however, persisted, stalking him through the night. Mark's heart pounded as he quickened his pace, seeking refuge from the unseen pursuer. He turned down an unfamiliar street, hoping to lose them in the darkness. But as he reached the end of the street, he discovered a dead end with a towering brick wall blocking his escape. Desperation fueled his next move. With no other option, he noticed an abandoned warehouse looming nearby. Its broken windows and decaying exterior seemed like an unlikely sanctuary, but it was his only hope. Mark slipped inside, his footsteps echoing through the vast emptiness of the warehouse. He found himself surrounded by stacks of crates and remnants of forgotten machinery. The air was thick with dust, and a haunting silence settled over the desolate space. But just as Mark began to catch his breath, a chilling realization struck him: the pursuer had followed him into the warehouse. The echo of their footsteps grew louder, their presence closing in. Panic gripped Mark's heart as he searched for a place to hide within the maze-like structure. He darted down narrow corridors, his footsteps blending with the haunting echoes of his stalker. The disorienting maze of hallways seemed to stretch on endlessly, as if defying the laws of space and time. Mark's sense of direction blurred, each turn leading him deeper into the heart of the abandoned warehouse. The relentless pursuit continued, the unseen presence doggedly closing the distance between them. Mark's lungs burned with exertion, his legs heavy with exhaustion. He fought to keep moving, to escape the clutches of this unknown predator. In the depths of the warehouse, Mark stumbled upon a door at the end of a dimly lit hallway. With trembling hands, he pushed it open, hoping for a reprieve. Instead, he found himself confronted with yet another corridor, the darkness swallowing the path ahead. His heart sank as the realization hit him: the maze of corridors was endless, a never-ending nightmare from which there was no escape. Mark's mind raced, searching for a way out, but each turn seemed to lead him back to where he began. With each passing moment, the relentless pursuit grew more intense. Shadows danced along the walls, mocking his futile attempts at freedom. Fear consumed him as he understood the gravity of his situation. The warehouse held secrets far darker than he could have ever imagined. As Mark pressed on, his footsteps echoing in the cavernous space, the warehouse became a twisted labyrinth, its corridors serving as a haunting backdrop to a battle of wits and survival. Mark's journey through the maze had only just begun, with a lingering question of whether he would ever find his way out or succumb to the darkness that lurked within. Mark's heart pounded in his chest as he continued to navigate the seemingly endless corridors of the abandoned warehouse. Desperation gnawed him, his hope dwindling with each passing moment. The pursuit had become relentless, the presence haunting him like a specter. With each turn, Mark's legs grew heavier, his body weary from the endless chase. But he couldn't afford to stop, not even for a moment. The unseen predator was closing in, their intentions unknown but undeniably sinister. As he rounded yet another corner, a flicker of hope ignited within Mark's chest. He spotted a faint glow in the distance, the promise of an exit. Adrenaline surged through his veins as he pushed himself forward, his feet stumbling over the debris that littered the floor. But just as Mark approached the light, a trap was sprung. The floor gave way beneath him, sending him hurtling into darkness. His body crashed against the unforgiving ground, pain searing through his limbs. Dazed and disoriented, Mark struggled to regain his bearings. He found himself in a narrow underground passage, its walls suffocatingly close. Panic set in as he realized he was trapped, entombed within the bowels of the warehouse. With trembling hands, Mark searched for a way out, but the walls were unyielding, their grip on him unrelenting. The air grew stale, his breaths coming in shallow gasps. He was alone, lost in a labyrinth of despair, his fate sealed by the merciless pursuit that had led him here. As the hours turned into an eternity, hope slipped away, replaced by a bone-deep resignation. Mark's body weakened, his spirit crushed under the weight of his confinement. The warehouse had claimed him, its dark secrets consuming his very essence. Mark became just another forgotten soul within the abandoned warehouse. His footsteps ceased, his voice silenced forever. The tragic echoes of his final moments reverberated through the desolate corridors, a testament to the horrors that lurked within.